on the 4th string to A, pull off to G, and then pull off to F sharp, and then slide with your first finger from F sharp to G, and then hammer on A, and hammer on B. Now with this lick, we only pick C in the beginning of the lick, so we're only picking one time, and the rest is all hammer-ons and pull-offs, or sliding with your first finger. So let's check this out at a slow tempo. And if we take that up to speed, it sounds like this. This next lick is a variation on that exercise, only in a descending scale form in A major. We're going to start out by omitting the first hammer-on, so we'll start with our 4th finger on F sharp on the 14th fret. And then we're going to pull off from F sharp to D, hammer on E, hammer on F sharp, pull off to E, pull off to D, and slide down to C sharp, and continue the same pattern, hammering on D, hammering on E, pull off to D, pull off to C sharp, and then hammer on B on the 2nd string, pull off to A, and then pull off down a half step to G sharp. At this point, if we're following the other pattern exact, we'd slide up with our first finger, but we're not going to do that. We're going to take it down into the next octave. So we'll continue the pattern with our 4th finger on the 11th fret and play the same shape. And that'll give us the notes F sharp, D, and E. Slide down and get C sharp with your first finger, and then we have C sharp, D, and E in that position, and then we have on the 4th string B, A, and G sharp. So let's hear what we have so far, the whole lick together. We're going to just continue it now into the last octave, and we don't have to shift positions here. We have our 4th finger on F sharp, pulling off to D, hammering on E, hammering on F sharp again, and pulling off. Sliding down from D to C sharp, hammering on D, hammering on E, pulling off to D, off to C sharp, and then hammering on B on the 6th string, pulling off to A, and pulling off to G sharp. So let's hear the whole thing at a slow tempo. And up to speed. On the way up, we're going to do a different shape. We're just going to take the first legato lick I showed you in the beginning and do that in A major in octaves. So we'll have our 4th finger on C sharp, and then pull off to A, hammer on B, hammer on C sharp, and then pull off to B, and pull off to A. So we have this pattern. And then we'll do that same shape on the 5th string, and that'll give us the notes F sharp, D, and E. And then move the whole thing up a whole step, and we'll have the same notes only an octave higher, which would be C sharp, B, and A. And then the 3rd string, F sharp, D, and E. And then slide up again so that our 4th finger's on the 14th fret, and do the same shape. And that's the end of the lick. And now we can hear what they sound like connected. And up to speed. You're probably wondering how I'm playing this lick without the strings ringing. Well, I'm muting the high strings with the flesh on my 1st finger, and I'm muting the low strings with the flesh on my right hand. So let me play this slow for you, and you can see exactly what's going on with the muting technique. I'm just sliding my right hand across the low strings to mute them, and the high strings get muted with my left hand. Another variation in that pattern involves a different pattern on the 2nd string. We'll start out by playing this much the same. But instead of hammering on B and pulling off to A and G sharp on the 2nd string, we're going to do that first legato pattern on the 2nd string as well. So let's hear what that sounds like.